course, I'm your host, Miss Nicole, proving you can have a meaningful and fulfilled life without the threat of eternal doom. And excuse me, it's a little late here. It's almost midnight, and I'm working with an entirely new setup. And so I wanted to go ahead and get something out, or at least get it recorded. Excuse me, I got a little tickle in my throat. I wanted to go ahead and at least get something recorded before the day was over with, so I would have something put up Friday. I do have something else that I was working on. I just need to edit it and get it up. So I was thinking, what was I going to talk about, today? And I happened to be flipping through my news feeds and everything, and you will not believe what I saw. Maybe some of you saw as well. Well, science has taken us a long way, and it's great. It's given hope to people who otherwise wouldn't have had options to treatments. It's helped us understand our bodies better. And so, I mean, overall, it's a good thing. It's eradicated some diseases like smallpox. Um, they're making a comeback, but that's because people aren't getting the vaccines. That's a whole nother issue. We're not going to go there. Today's topic is about IVF. Now, I will be the first to admit I don't know a whole lot about it. I know that here in the States, it's expensive. It's not covered by it's all of the treatments usually aren't covered by insurance, so you do end up spending a lot out of pocket, and it's painful, and you have to use needles. That's about all I know. So, admittedly, I am not the best source for IVF and being knowledgeable about that. However, that's not going to keep me from having an opinion. So there's this couple over in India. They've been married 46 years, bless their hearts. And this woman, she's so advanced in years that she doesn't have a birth certificate, and they're not really sure exactly how old she is. So she's somewhere between 70 and 76 or something like that. I think the article mentioned it was about 76. Now, I do have a few notes, so if you see me like looking over here, it's because I'm looking at my notes. And so, anyway, yeah, the woman is like 76 years old. They've been married 46 years. They couldn't get pregnant, and I don't know, I guess they chose not to adopt or whatever. And all of a sudden, they start doing IVF, and the woman got pregnant. Okay, think about this. You're 70 something years old, and you gonna say now you want a baby when you about to die? I mean, even if good genes and luck and a little bargain with the devil or whomever gives you another 20, 30 years, they're not going to be your best 20, 30 years. So you're 76 years old now, and you decide you want to have a baby. You actually make it through the pregnancy without dying. The kid is 4.5 pounds, I think they said. Let me see. Yeah, I think the kid was like 4.5 pounds. The kid's 4.5 pounds. The baby was healthy. Um, the mother didn't die of childbirth. But now you've stuck that kid to basically being an orphan, all because you were selfish. And so the dad is just as old as the mother. They're both in their 70s. Like I said, they've been together 46 years, couldn't have a child. So thanks to science, they now have a brand new baby. Who's going to take care of this baby? They're going to die soon. So they're dooming the baby to be an orphan. How selfish is that? That your heart's desires completely trumps another human being's well-being and their quality of life. At 70 something years old, do you really have enough stamina and energy to be getting up in the middle of the night, to be knee deep in diapers and poop and more poop and poop? Babies poop a lot. They poop so much. It's everywhere. and they cry and they poop. And then in between times, just when you think your brain is going to explode and you can't take it, they'll do something extremely cute. And they'll give you a little giggle or a smile, or, they'll do something totally amusing. You're like, oh. But then they're right back to pooping. This woman is old. She should be enjoying her grandchildren. And I understand some people can't have children, and that is unfortunate. But they should have thought about this 30 years ago. Uh, sometimes, and I'm sorry, I'm going to go back to that whole culture of everybody gets a trophy. There's some things you're just not supposed to have. And, it's unfortunate that a child was your heart's deepest desires and that's what you really wanted. But you don't get to have it because you're too old. And that's not ageism or trying to rain on their parade, but who's going to take care of this kid? They don't have any other kids. If they have any other family, they're all just as old as they are. Brothers and sisters are all going to be within the same age range. So who's going to take care of this kid? And seriously, think about that. You've got this kid with a bunch of old people for their parents. Are they even going to make it to high school age? They're never going to see their child get married. They won't see their child have their first child. They're not going to be around. And how do you think that child is going to feel knowing that their parents were so selfish that they just had to have science go ahead and make something that just is against the laws of nature? I mean, there's a reason why a woman's body stops producing eggs at a certain period. You're born with all the eggs you're going to have, but there's a reason why it becomes harder to get pregnant as you get older, and it's because it's not just the strain of the pregnancy, it's the strain of having a child in general. That takes vitality and youth. And, it's not something that you have when you're over 70 years old. So it is my opinion that the doctor who went ahead and performed this, and I think it said somewhere, let me see, I think that it was even paid for by the National Health System, their IVF was. Um, but my whole thing is that there needs to be a age limit. And I'm not talking about just for the females. I'm talking about for the males as well. It's just as selfish for, just because a guy can have a baby in his 70s doesn't mean that he should. So it was irresponsible of the doctor to even go ahead through with this process and get this couple pregnant. There needs to be an upper age limit, because clearly if there aren't mandates put forth, then just stupidity abounds. And you will have people who say, oh, well, everyone should have the chance to, have a baby. No, they shouldn't. For no other reason than they're old. And I don't care if that sounds like I'm being wrong. It's wrong. So you sound off. You tell me, what do you think? Do you think the doctors should be mandated to have an upper age limit on both the males and females, or should everyone free willy nilly lottie dottie everybody be allowed to have a child whenever they want to, no matter how old they are, no matter how it's gonna, affect the quality of life for the child? That's all I have to say for today, but trust, I'm going to have more to say on another day. So y'all come back and tune in. And thanks so much for tuning in. Y'all take care of yourselves and each other.